He was told he wasn't good enough. Arsenal released him because they believed he lacked the qualities needed to succeed. Tottenham signed him, but even there, nobody expected him to become a superstar. He wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the strongest, he wasn't the obvious wonder kid, but years later, Harry Kane became one of the greatest goalscorers of his generation. A player who could score incredible goals, create chances like a midfielder, dominate in the air, and lead his country on football's biggest stages. But his journey was never easy. This is the story of a player who was rejected, doubted, and overlooked, yet built himself into a football legend. Harry Kane was born in London in 1993. From an early age, football was everything to him. Growing up in a family of Tottenham supporters, Kane developed a deep connection with the club and dreamed of becoming a professional footballer. He attended the same school as David Beckham and played for Ridgeway Rovers, the youth club where he began developing his skills. Even as a young child, Kane already knew his goal. At just 6 years old, he wrote down that he wanted to become a professional footballer. And by the age of 8, that dream appeared to be coming true. He joined Arsenal's academy, but only 1 year later, everything changed. Arsenal released him. The club believed Kane lacked some of the physical qualities needed to succeed at the highest level. He was considered less athletic than other young players. For many children, that kind of rejection could destroy their confidence. For Harry Kane, it created motivation. Years later, he remembered that moment. His family supported him and encouraged him to continue working. Instead of giving up, Kane returned to football with even more determination, and soon, another opportunity arrived. Kane eventually earned a trial with Tottenham, but even Spurs rejected him at first. At only 11 years old, his football future was uncertain. He joined Watford on a short trial, and during a friendly match against Tottenham, Kane scored several goals. This time, Tottenham noticed. They gave him another chance, and Harry Kane finally joined the Spurs academy. But even then, nobody predicted what he would become. He was not the fastest player. He was not the most powerful player. He was not considered a natural wonder kid like many famous young talents, but he had something different: mentality, a hunger to improve, a refusal to accept failure. While other players relied on natural ability, Kane relied on hard work. His coaches noticed a transformation during his teenage years. He became stronger, more confident, more focused. During the 2009-10 season, Kane scored 18 goals in 22 matches for Tottenham's under-18 team. His performances earned him attention from the first-team coaches. And in 2010, Harry Kane signed his first professional contract with Tottenham Hotspur. But his biggest challenges were still ahead. Breaking into Tottenham's first team as a teenager was incredibly difficult. The club believed Kane needed experience, so they sent him away on loan. His first destination was Leyton Orient. It was his first taste of senior football. There, Kane scored his first professional goal. But, more importantly, he learned how difficult professional football could be. He faced experienced defenders, physical battles, pressure. After returning to Tottenham, opportunities remained limited, so once again, he was sent away. This time, to Millwall. At Millwall, Kane began showing signs of becoming a serious striker. He scored goals, he gained confidence, he learned how to compete. But his journey was still full of obstacles. He joined Norwich City in the Premier League, but injury interrupted his progress. Then came another loan spell at Leicester City. 4 loan spells, years of uncertainty. A player constantly trying to prove himself. Many people wondered, would Tottenham ever truly believe in Harry Kane? Finally, during the 2013-14 season, Kane remained with Tottenham. Slowly, things started to change. He scored his first competitive goal for the club, but nobody knew what was coming next. Then came the 2014-15 season, the season that changed everything. Under manager Mauricio Pochettino, Kane finally received a real opportunity, and he took it. He scored 31 goals in all competitions. 21 goals came in the Premier League. The player once considered not good enough had become one of England's brightest football stars. He won the Premier League Young Player of the Year award. The criticism started disappearing. Harry Kane was no longer a prospect. He was becoming a superstar. Many critics still believed Kane's success was temporary. They thought he had enjoyed one lucky season. But Kane had heard doubts before, and he responded the only way he knew how, by scoring goals. In the 2015-16 season, Kane scored 25 Premier League goals. He won his first Golden Boot. Tottenham challenged for the Premier League title. The boy rejected by Arsenal was now one of England's best strikers. The following season, Kane reached another level. With 2 matches remaining, he was behind Romelu Lukaku in the Golden Boot race. Most players would have accepted defeat. Kane scored 7 goals in those final 2 matches. He finished with 29 Premier League goals. He joined an exclusive group of players who had scored more than 20 league goals in 3 consecutive seasons. Legends such as Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Harry Kane had reached football's elite. In 2015, Kane made his England debut, and he needed only 80 seconds to make history. He scored with his first shot for his country. England had found their new attacking leader, but international football brought disappointment. At Euro 2016, England suffered one of their most shocking tournament exits, losing to Iceland. Kane struggled, but setbacks had always motivated him. Then came the 2018 World Cup. Kane arrived in Russia as England captain, and this time, he delivered. He scored 6 goals, he won the World Cup Golden Boot, and he helped England reach the semi-finals for the first time in 28 years. The world finally saw what Tottenham fans already knew. Harry Kane belonged on the biggest stage. Despite individual success, one thing was missing: trophies. Tottenham reached the Champions League final in 2019, but Liverpool won. Another dream disappeared. Then came more frustration. Injuries, disappointments, missed opportunities. Yet Kane continued performing. During the 2020-21 season, he won another Premier League Golden Boot. But he achieved something even more impressive. He also became the league's top assist provider. He proved he was not only a goal scorer, he was a complete forward, someone who could score, create, lead. But Tottenham still struggled to win trophies. And Kane faced the biggest decision of his career: stay loyal or leave to chase silverware. In 2023, after becoming Tottenham's all-time leading goalscorer, Harry Kane made a difficult decision. He left Spurs. After years of carrying Tottenham's attack, he joined Bayern Munich. The mission was clear: win trophies. Some questioned whether Kane could succeed outside England, but once again, he proved his doubters wrong. In Germany, Kane continued scoring at an incredible level. He became Bayern's main attacking force. He showed the world that his ability was not limited to English football. He was not just a Premier League striker, he was a world-class forward. For years, Harry Kane's career carried one unanswered question: could he finally win the biggest trophies? The goals were there, the records were there, the individual awards were there, but team success had always been the missing chapter. At Euro 2024, Kane once again led England. England reached another European Championship final, but once again, the trophy slipped away. Spain defeated England. Another heartbreaking moment. For many players, that could have become the defining memory. Not for Harry Kane. After joining Bayern Munich in 2023, he continued scoring at an extraordinary rate. Then, in 2025, the moment football had waited years to see finally arrived. Harry Kane lifted the first major trophies of his senior career as Bayern Munich returned to the top of German football. The striker who had spent years hearing he would never win silverware had finally silenced one of football's longest-running narratives. But Bayern weren't finished. The 2025-26 season became one of the finest of Kane's career. In April 2026, Bayern Munich secured their 35th Bundesliga title, with Kane once again leading from the front. He finished the league campaign as the Bundesliga's top scorer with 36 goals, proving that even in the later stages of his career, he remained one of the most lethal strikers in world football. Weeks later, Bayern completed the domestic double by defeating Stuttgart in the DFB Pokal final. 2 major trophies, another Golden Boot, another remarkable season. But Kane's year was far from over. The 2026 FIFA World Cup had arrived. Once again, he wore the captain's armband for England. Once again, the hopes of a nation rested on his shoulders. England battled through the knockout rounds with memorable victories, reaching the semi-finals for the second World Cup in Kane's career. Although their dream of lifting the trophy ended with defeat to Argentina, Kane inspired England to finish on a high by defeating France to secure 3rd place. It was another tournament that showcased his leadership, experience, and relentless desire to compete at the very highest level. By 2026, Harry Kane had nothing left to prove. He had become a champion, a Golden Boot winner across multiple competitions, England's all-time leading goalscorer, Tottenham Hotspur's all-time leading goalscorer, a striker capable of scoring with either foot, dominant in the air, a creator as well as a finisher, a leader on and off the pitch. The qualities that made him special had never changed. His finishing, his movement, his intelligence, his leadership, The rejection from Arsenal, the doubts at Tottenham, the loan spells, the heartbreak, every setback, every disappointment helped shape the player he became. Harry Kane's story is not about being the most talented player from the beginning. It is about resilience. The boy rejected by Arsenal, the youngster doubted, the player who spent years fighting for recognition. He was never the obvious superstar. He was never the easiest choice. But through discipline, hard work, and an obsession with improvement, he transformed himself from a player nobody believed in into one of football's greatest goal scorers. Because sometimes, the players who are overlooked become the legends the world never forgets.